In this video I'll show you how to integrate Play Games Services with any project in Godot. So first of all you will need a developer account. Okay, you can get it by paying $25 fees, once in a lifetime fee to Google. Then you will need to set up an application like this. You will need to set up this application in your Play console, and there's documentation given in this plugin. This getting started setting up Google Play Game Services. This is our documentation. It's pretty descriptive. It's by Google, so I will not go into that. I will leave a link in the description for this too. Then you will need to know how to export your game from Godot. Okay, there are many YouTube videos and tutorials out there for exporting a game, so I will not go into that either. And you will need to enable custom build in your project. I will leave a documentation, the official documentation of Godot for enabling custom build. Okay, so now after you have done everything, all of that thing, you have made a developer account, you have set up an app here, you have the export ready with the debug and all the key stores and everything, and you have enabled custom build plugin. Go here and go to this release page. You will get two files, release.rar and .gdap file from this release page. Download these two files. Download the latest one. I know it works because I have implemented it in this Zone Crush game and it's online right now. Okay, so download this, save, and download this, save. Okay, so after we have downloaded both of these files, go here and cut both of them, copy or cut whatever you want to do, and go to your root directory, your project. I have named it Play Services and AdMob. Okay, go to this Android section. You will get this Android only if you have enabled the custom build. So first do that, then try this. Okay, go to Android, go to plugins and paste them here, those two files. Now duplicate one, so let me just rename it. Okay, so that's that. I'll show it to you again. Come here, go to this release page, download these two files, these two, and paste it in your Android plugins path. Okay, plugins folder. Now come back to Android, go to build, go to Android manifest.xml. Here go back to code and you will get this piece of code, this whole thing. After this information, go to Android resource build directory. You will get this piece of code, copy it and paste it anywhere in this whole folder, this whole file. I like to do all this plugin stuff and everything at the end before the application close tag. So here I have pasted it and just save it and exit. Okay, don't change anything here. This app IDs, let it remain as it is. Okay, so close it. Then again go to your build directory, create a folder named res resource. In resource, create another folder named values, and in this values you need to make a .xml file named strings.xml. so the way I do this is I go to Visual Studio, continue without code. You can do this in any code editor, but I use Visual Studio. Create new, go to file, new, create a file, not a project, a file, an XML file. This one, XML file, not the schema one, XML file. create it, save it, and save it in your path that you just created. Let me just go there. Save it in this Android build resources values here. Okay, rename it to strings.xml. Strings. Make sure everything, all this file path and all names and everything is same as it is in here, or else I don't think it will work. Okay, strings.xml, save it. After you have saved it, come back here, and here you will find another piece of code. Copy. See, the guy has written resources value strings.xml. We just did that. We created this thing, this file. So copy this piece of code, come here and paste it. Okay, save it. And here, in place of this add your app id, in between this strings tag, add your app id. Here you need to add the app id from here. For example, I'll go here to my game zone crush. Now in here, after you have set up this Google Play Game Services, you have done everything in this documentation right here. You generated this client ID and etc, etc. Okay, you will find your app ID in here, the configuration, in the Play Game Services setup and management configuration. You will find it here. I will not open it because then you will be able to see my app ID and I will need to edit the whole video and everything. So I will not open it, but you will find it here in configuration. Copy that app ID, come back to this Visual Studio and paste it here in place of this add your app ID. Okay, after you are done that, save it and close it. So yeah, before opening Godot, before starting to work on this plugin in Godot, all you needed to do is this. I will show you quickly once again. First of all, you will need a developer account. You will need to set up your Play Game Services with the project. You will need you will need to enable the custom build and need to know how to export your game. Okay, after that you will need to download these two files from this release page. These two files. Okay, and paste it in your Android build plugins folder. After you have pasted it, you will need to go back to the build android manifest.xml, and you will need to paste this code in that file, in the android manifest.xml here. Then you will need to create a resources in the build directory. You will need to create a resources values, a strings.xml file. You will need to copy this code and paste it in this strings.xml and replace add your app id, this add your app id with the app id you got after setting your project up in Google Play Console. Okay, so now in the next part, I will show you how to actually use the plugin in the Godot engine. So now we will move on to some actual coding, and I'll show you how to implement all the major stuff in a demo project. So here I have a small demo project. There are different buttons. There's one for sign in, one for save, and this boards means leaderboard. Okay, and if you click play, there is this another screen. It will update the score, and this will pop up an option for either quitting or submitting the leaderboard score to the Google Play servers. Okay, so this is a small demo project in which I'll show you how to implement most of the functionalities options that Google Play provides. First of all, what we'll need to do is we will need to go here to the GitHub repo again, go into demo, go to this main.gd, and copy this entire script, not the entire script but copy it till here. No, till here. Don't copy the button callbacks, that's for the demo project. Copy it till line number 202. Come back to your project and create a new script. I'll name it play service. And just paste the entire thing in here. Okay, so this will be your main script which will handle everything with the play services. One of the things I want to point out here is if you want to enable the saved game option, go for comment this out, comment this in this play services initialize with this init with games means initialize with games. So if you want this guy has also written, if you want the save games feature, then enable this. You can disable this one. Now basically how this integrating third party software to your game, third party services to your game works in a way that your game sends a request to the servers of these third party services. It can be Google, it can be any other, it can be Facebook or Instagram or anything, but your script, your game will send a request to the services Google servers, and then based on your request Google will send a response back to your game. The response can either be success or it can be failure. Mainly it's success or failure. If it's success, it will carry some data with it. If it's failure, then it will carry an error code with it. Now I'll show you an example. See, these are the callbacks. Oops. Here it says sign in and sign out callbacks. That means if I send a request of sign in, it will give me either on sign in success, the server will respond either with success or it will respond with failure. Okay, so if it's a success, it will give me the account ID, whatever the ID of the user, it will send it back to me. And if it's failure, then it will send the error code. You can check on Google the different types of error code Google Play throws. It can be internet not connected error, or maybe you haven't properly integrated this plugin with your game, etc, etc. There can be other errors, so you can go around seeing all those errors uh, in Google Play documentation. So these are all callbacks. We will cover the callbacks too with this. So first of all, in order to sign in, the only thing if you need to do, first of all, you need to add this play services script to the auto load. So project settings, okay. So this script gets loaded every time you run the game. Okay, now normally there is always a sign in button on the main screen. Maybe you want to do directly sign in or you want to do it with a button, but all you need to do is wherever you want the sign in, whenever you want the player to sign in, you just go there. For example, I want the player to be able to sign in only when the player presses this button. Okay, so here this is the pressed signal for this button. So here I'll go and I'll do play services. That's the name of the script I have auto-loaded. That's why I auto-load this, so that I can access it from anywhere. Play services dot. Now there is function named sign in. Now this will let the player sign in with his or her Google Play account. So this is all you need to do in order to sign in. Here you can see all the functions that this plugin provides. There's sign in, there's sign out, there's check if signed in, there's unlock achievement, there's reveal, etc, etc. But right now for sign in and sign out, there are three things: sign in, sign out, and check if signed in. So another thing you can do here is, first of all, you can check if it's signed in. Check if the player is signed in. If play service dot check signed in is not true, so if the player is not signed in, then play service dot sign in. Okay, so this will not allow the function to run over and over again if the player is already signed in. Okay. If you want to sign out, you can again provide a button, or you can just go here and with the same button you can do else play service dot sign out. So if the player is not signed in, the player can sign in with that button, and if the player is signed in, then the player will sign out with that button. Here I have provided this test label so that you can also enable the player to see that what is happening. Maybe after you sign in, the player can see you want to display a message. If sign in is success, then you can go here and if this sign in is success, you will get a success callback, right? The one which I explained right now. You will get this callback on sign in success. Okay, so here we can emit a signal. We can create a signal for this. It will be sign in success. So instead of just this print sign in success, we can emit signal sign in success. Okay, and here we can connect this signal, this main menu, play service dot. Maybe if you don't know, this is how you connect signal via script, right? So the arguments here will be the signal itself, the target to which you want to connect it to. So I want to connect it to this script only, the script in which I am writing this code. So it's signing, the signal will be signing success. I will connect it to self, and now it will need the third argument, which will be the name of the function which it will connect to. So it will be on sign in success. Okay, so now here I will define a function on sign in success. So if it's success, get the label, get path to this label. So copy node path, Okay, wait a minute, at line 7. Okay, yeah, so this function already exists. I was doing some testing before this, so maybe then I would have created this and uh, forgot to have backspace erased it. So yeah, on sign in success, label.text is equal to sign in. Okay, so now whenever I sign in, whenever I sign in, so whenever I press this button, the sign in button, first of all it will check if it's signed in. So if it's not signed in, then it will initiate the sign in function, the signing in process. And if the sign in is success, it will return this call. The servers will return response with this thing, this on sign in success. Okay, they will return the account ID. Here I can emit a signal for sign in success, and I can show the player that he or she is signed in. Here I can connect it via code, and then I can show it here like this. The same thing will be for sign out. You can do it by this on sign out success. You can do it for failure too. For example, if there is in place of the sign in success, you can write another function. You can connect another signal on sign in failed, and on sign in failed you can display the error code here. Okay, so this tackles the sign in and sign out functionality with the option of displaying a message if you want to. Next in line is play services. Next is the achievement. Okay, let's take leaderboards before achievement. Did I miss something in copying or what? These are the leaderboard functions. These are the leaderboard callbacks. Okay, so here either the leaderboard is submitted or it's failed. Okay, there are two callbacks for this. Either it is the leaderboard is submitted, then it will give us the leaderboard ID, or if the submission is failed, in that case also it will give us a leaderboard ID. Okay. The actual functions are show leaderboard, show all leaderboard, and submit leaderboard score. So normally how we do this in a game is we finish a level, we allow a player to finish a level, then we give the player an option to submit the leaderboard score, right? So if the player submits the leaderboard score, then we show the player that leaderboard to which the score is submitted right now. So here I have another small scene. Right. Just play the game. Okay, so I'll just play the game, and here this is a scene. If I update it, if I click the update button, the score will be updated, and then imagine this is a player running or shooting or anything. The score gets updated. When the game gets over, you get an option to either submit the leaderboard score or quit. Normally this type of behavior happens in a game, right? So now I'll show you how to code this board button with actual submission of score. Okay. So let's go to this scene. So here, first of all, the functions we have are show leaderboard, show all leaderboard, and submit leaderboard score. Okay, this show all leaderboard shows all the leaderboards. For example, normally I haven't seen it in any game, but if you want to show all the leaderboards the game has, means if your game has different levels and it has leaderboard for all levels, then you can do it by, if we do it for this boards button, you can do it with play service dot show all leaderboards, and that's it. It will show all the leaderboards when that button is pressed. Okay, so now moving on to the actual functionality of submitting score and showing that specific leaderboard. I'll do it for this button. Okay, right? So on leaderboard button, press play service dot submit leaderboard score. I have score. This is the score functionality. Here actually it should ask, it should be, there should be an argument to pass the score. Yeah, here this is the score. Okay, it's defined as a variable, so we will modify this function a bit. We will ask for a score variable and we'll ask for a ID variable. So here the guy has, there are two ways to go around. You can either you can paste all your leaderboard IDs here in this script, the play service script itself. So there is this constant of leaderboard ID, right? Or you can modify your function a bit. You can modify your function a bit. You can pass two arguments, one for the score and one for the ID. Maybe we'll go the reverse way because this one's asking reverse. We'll go first for ID, then score. It just looks better this way. So here the submit leaderboard score function takes two arguments. First is the ID you want to submit the score to, and second is the score itself. Okay, this score. So now here all you need to do is play service.submit leaderboard score. I haven't saved it, or it should have given me an error when I opened this game window. Okay, so I'll save it. Now when I go back to game window, yeah, it showed me error. See, expected at least two arguments because we modified that script. So now we will pass an ID and we will pass a score. There is no ID right here. We will create a dummy ID. You need to actually create all these leaderboard and achievements in your play console, in the Google Play console, but I'll not show you that because this is only a test project and I don't have any real project linked to this. Okay, so this is how you submit a score. In the button, wherever you want to submit the score, you run this function play services.submit leaderboard score. You pass an ID and score. Okay, the actual function we have modified it in a way that it accepts two arguments. It accepts the ID and it accepts the score, and this, and then we pass it to this actual submit leaderboard score. The request which will be passed on to Google servers with an ID and score. So now this submit leaderboard score will again give us two things. It will either give us success or failure. So if it's success, let's see what it returns. It returns an leaderboard ID, right? Leaderboard ID. So now as I said, normally in games, after you submit the score, it shows that specific leaderboard score to you. So in order to do that, again we will go to this play services. Here we get a leaderboard ID, right? So instead of just printing it, first of all I'll create a signal. You can create all the signals in the top of the script. Here it will be cleaner here, but I'm showing you like this so that I don't have to scroll all the way up again. Okay, so signal leaderboard submit success. So instead of this I'll emit signal leaderboard submit success, and with this I will pass a small argument which will be the leaderboard ID we got here. Okay, now I'll connect it here to this game window. It will be play service dot connect, and the signal I want to connect is leaderboard submit success. The script I want to connect it to is self, and the function I want is on leaderboard submit success. So now I think I will be having callback for that. Okay, we will just create another one. So here I will create a function again. Function on leaderboard submit success. Now here I'll get argument. We passed an argument, right? Here we pass the leaderboard ID. So here in the game window, along with this this signal, we will get an argument to, we will get that ID, right? ID. So I'll pass that here, and I'll go play service dot show leaderboard of the ID I just passed in. So this will show me that I will need to modify the show leaderboard function too. So what we are doing is we are getting this ID, the leaderboard ID. First of all, we are getting this ID and we are submitting a score to this ID here on the submit leaderboard score function. And then if this submission is success, then we are again emitting the success signal. Along with that success signal, we are emitting this ID which we will catch again here, and then on the basis of after this is success and we have caught it here, we will show that leaderboard like this. This is giving an error because again we will have to go and modify that function a bit. So for the show leaderboard, I'll just pass in the ID and ID. Now it will not bug. See, it went away. So as in real games, if you want to submit a leaderboard and you want to show that submit a score to a leaderboard after the round is over, and you want to show that leaderboard again, the thing which you need to do is, for the button which you which would allow the player to submit, you go there and you do this. You call the submit leaderboard function, and you pass an ID, the corresponding leaderboard ID and score. Okay, and in the play services, you modify that function a bit. The submit leaderboard function, submit leaderboard score function, you add two arguments there. You add the ID and score, and then in the actual request of submitting the leaderboard score, you are going to add that ID and score. Now after submitting this, if you want to show the leaderboard to which it's submitted, then on the success callback for this request, so if it's a success, score submitted, success, you emit a signal with the corresponding leaderboard ID. So you emit a signal with that with an argument of leaderboard ID, with the leaderboard ID that you got on success. Okay, and you connect that signal in this window from where you submitted the leaderboard submitted to the leaderboard score. In the same window, you connect that submit success signal with a function, and in that function, then you go on and show the leaderboard corresponding to that ID which you got in the argument when the submission of score was success. Again, you go to the actual function of show leaderboard and you add an argument ID, and in the request also you add an argument of ID. So this covers the leaderboard thing. Now let's move on to achievements. These are achievements. Okay, so normally achievements have two things in that, two type of functionality, or what I may say features. Yeah, it has two type of features. First of all, or I can say there are two types of achievement. There are three types of achievements actually. There's a normal achievement, there is a hidden achievement, and there are incremental achievements. So normal achievement is just a simple achievement. You can see it and you can unlock it. Maybe it's like clear 5 stage or clear 10 stage or anything, but the player can see it if there's an show all achievements option in your game, right? Then there are hidden achievements. Maybe in some games you would have seen there's this secret achievement, right? It's not shown and there's only question marks in there. So that's the second type of achievement. And then there's incremental achievement, means it's in steps. For example, maybe it's like uh, score 1,000 points in any level, and the achievement has 10 steps, right? So it will be the first step will be unlocked when the player scores 100 achievement. The second step will be unlocked when player scores 200 score. The third step will be unlocked when the player scores 300, right? It can also be uneven. Maybe the first step will be on 150, the second will be on 500, the third will be on 550. But in short, incremental achievement is one which has separate small steps before proceeding to achieving the main achievement, the big achievement. Okay, so the functions for it will be unlock achievement, reveal achievement, increment achievement, set achievement step. This set achievement steps is if you want to set the steps of an incremental achievement, you can do it with this. You can also do it in play console, and I think that's better. Okay, right? Then there's this show achievement. Okay, so now the difference between this reveal achievement and show achievement is show achievement will show all the achievements. These show achievements, right? So it will show all the achievements. And I told you that there are some games in which there's a screen which lets you see all the achievements you can unlock in a game, right? So this is that function. And the reveal achievement is to unhide a hidden achievement. So maybe there is an achievement which will be unlocked, which will be shown only after a user collects like I don't know, 5 power-ups in a single run. Okay, then if the user has collected 5 power-ups in a single run, then you can reveal achievement, and afterwards you can unlock achievement. You can also reveal achievement and not unlock achievement. For example, for the same thing, right? For the 5 rocket score, you can when you can do that when a player collects 2 power-ups, you reveal this achievement that there is an achievement. Uh, there is an achievement for unlocking this 5 power-up thing. And then when the player actually collects 5 power-ups, then you can unlock the achievement. Okay. So for this also we will need to modify stuff. We will need to add IDs and everything. So unlock achievement will just take an ID, right? Just take one ID. Reveal achievement will also take one ID. And again, you can do it here, you can define it as constants, but I just like it this way, like it to pass around in arguments. Actually, I don't know if it's safe or something or like that, but I just do it this way. Increment achievement will also take an ID, and it will also take steps, the number of steps you want to increment it to, right? So we will erase step from here. We'll add steps here. Set achievement steps will also take an ID and the number of steps. And steps. And show achievements will show all the achievements. It doesn't need anything. So the show achievements is same as leaderboards. So instead of maybe boards, you can just go on and say play service dot show achievements, and that's it, for a different button, of course. Now for unlocking an achievement, maybe let's say you want to unlock an achievement when the score reaches 500. Okay, so score 500, and normally you do it at the end of the level, right? You can also do it in the level while the level is on or anything, but you can also do it at the end of the level. So if you want to do it in the middle of the level, then you will need to constantly keep check whenever an enemy is destroyed, or whenever score is updated, or whenever that function which is that task which is corresponding to that achievement happens. For example, here in my project I have done this in update, right? I have a very small project, so in the update function, in the process function, where I update this is where I update this score. Okay, so here I can see score is equal is is greater than 500, play service dot unlock achievement ID. I haven't saved it, I'm sorry. Yeah, so unlock achievement ID. Instead of this ID you will go for the text. Okay, so variable ID for 500 score achievement. Okay, ID for 500 score achievement is, I don't know, 500. So, and again, now one of the things which will happen is, if score is greater than 500, then uh, this code will keep on sending request of unlocking the achievement to the servers, right? So here one of the things you can do is, after you have unlocked this achievement, there each and every game has some stored data, right? Some permanent data. For example, it's the level info, It's the controls. May, Maybe some player has set his or her sensitivity to low or graphics. Yeah, graphics to low or higher than the actual graphic, right? If the game provides that option, then you have to save all this. You have to save how many levels are completed and everything. So there's always a place for permanent data in a game. So with all those stuff, you can also add checks for this achievements. For example, what I'm trying to say is, here I have a dummy of level data, right? I have this dictionary which says unlocked through high score to etc etc. So here I can define another dictionary. I can do it here too in the level data too, but I can do it achievement dictionary. Okay, here I can go for, oh sorry, or maybe I may will just omit the achievements because everything is about achievements. False. Okay, so here what I have done is I have created an achievement with key value pairs. So the key value is 500 score. This one is 500 score is false. This one is 10 kill is false. So now after I have unlocked this achievement, it will again, as all the requests give me, I'm sorry, yeah, after I have unlocked this achievement, as all the achievements do, it will give me a response, right? It will be a pass or fail. So if it's success, achievement unlocked, the callback for the success callback is on achievement unlocked. Oh sorry, oh what the, I'm sorry, uh, yeah, signal achievement unlocked. What the, I'm trying to make a tutorial after a whole day of work is a bit taxing on me. Sorry for that. Signal achievement unlocked, right? Achievement unlocked, and here we can go for emit signal achievement unlocked, and we pass the ID. We pass the ID. Pass the achievement. Sorry. We pass the achievement. The one we get here. This is the achievement ID. It's just that it's written as achievement. So here we pass the achievement with the signal of unlocking it. And here in game window where we have actually unlocked the achievement, we again connect a success callback. achievement unlocked, right? Yeah. So function id. Now you can compare this. If id is equal to, I don't know, maybe the id of that specific achievement is 12345. Okay, 05. Then game data, the this auto load which we have, the level, all the levels and every, all the persistent data, game data dot, what was the name I had, achievement dictionary, achievement dictionary dot achievement dictionary 500 score is equal to tru true. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking that id and I'm comparing it to the actual id of that achievement. If they are the same, then I'm setting this 500 score achievement to true, which is the permanent data, right? It will not be changed even if the game is shut down unless I go and change it. So now if score is 500 and game data dot achievement dictionary 500 score is equal to false, then and then only go for this request. Now you can also do this whole thing, this check, this setting, this dictionary thing in play service itself. So instead of this emitting signal, I can also go for if achievement is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 and I am, oh sorry, is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 and what had I named, game data dot achievement dictionary 500 score is equal to false, then game data dot achievement dictionary 500 score is equal to tru true. I can all, yeah, it will give me this. I'm sorry I didn't mention it, it's already given here. And this achievement thing will be in string, so it will be like this. Even if it's a number, it will be passed to us, the developer, as a string. So it will be this 1 2 3 4 5, it will be like this. Okay, so I can do it here only instead of emitting a signal. This is also a way, because no matter what happens, there will be even if I don't call it here in the actual game window, even if I don't connect the signal, there will be a success signal, right? And I don't have to like anything show here, show any pop-up or anything here. I will just have to feed that dictionary, feed that true value to this dictionary, so I can do it directly here also. I can even do that leaderboard thing in the same way, but I like to handle all things here because it gives me a clear view, that it gives me a clear logic of how I have done it. That's why I prefer this way. So that's achievement. The same way for unlock achievement, you can go about doing the reveal achievement. So instead of unlock achievement, it can be just play service dot reveal, sorry, reveal achievement and the ID, and only the ID. For incrementing steps, it will be increment achievement ID and the number of steps. Okay, the number of steps. So once you get you understand the logic of one of the functions. For example, if you understand unlock achievement, reveal achievement and increment achievement will be simple for you, for everyone. So that, is there anything left in achievements? Achievement, increment, reveal, set, show, unlock. Okay, so now to summarize this, in order to unlock an achievement or reveal or anything, wherever you want to do that task, go there and go for play services dot unlock achievement or reveal achievement, whatever you want to do. Pass the ID with it. First of all, do a check for whatever task you want. If you want it to unlock after certain score is reached, then do that check and then unlock the achievement with this dot unlock function. Okay, then on success, also update the dictionary value in the success callback of that achievement, so that it doesn't keep on sending that request again and again to the Google servers. And yeah, that's all you need to do. Now for the saved games is very much tricky, not to implement, but to load it again, it will be a real problem. I will explain it to you in some time. So for example, you want to save game. Saving is not tough, it's just play service dot save game, and that's it. You save the game if the player is signed in. So you can do something like play service dot check if signed in is false, play service dot sign in, then save game. Then on signing success, save game. Else, if the player is already signed in, then just play service dot save. So a player needs to be signed in to save game. That's normal common sense, I think, but then also I specified it. So saved game. So saved game takes in a dictionary. So whatever values you have, I'll show it to you. Play service. This is the save game. Okay, it takes in a dictionary and it converts it to JSON data. JSON is a format in which Google stores all the data, and the Google Play Services store data, and it will also take in a description. So in this dictionary, instead of data to save, I showed you this level data, right? I have this one. So in Play Services, instead of this, you can go for the auto-loaded script and the dictionary that you have in that level data. Maybe I have a booster data also, then you can also upload multiple dictionaries in this single dictionary. So maybe if my game data has another dictionary like booster date, or maybe I'll make it short, it's gold. Okay, gold and amount 100, 1000, whatever. Yeah, sorry for that cut. So now I have two dictionaries, right? I have this gold and I have this level data. So I can also save multiple dictionaries. All I need to do is level data is equal to is the key value pair is game data dot level data. Okay, gold key value pair is game data dot gold. So now this will store these two dictionaries as a single dictionary, this data to save, and I can define a snapshot name here. It may be like save game, right? And it will convert it to JSON, and there is a description. So save game level gold. Okay, so this will save my game. You can also let player handle all those saved games. So if you run this show saved game function, it will show all the games the player has saved. The games will be saved in the player's drive, the Google Drive, so you don't need to worry about space or anything. This 5 is the number of games a player can save, but usually nobody does that. There's only this auto load thing. You handle it by yourself. I mean, you don't give control of saved games to player. If you want to, then you can do it from here, from show saved games. Then you will need to upload different snapshots here, one with saved game 1, 2, 3, 4, etc, etc. Okay, so that's that. Now in order to load game, all you need to do is play service.load game. So one of the logic that I like is yeah, normally if a player has played the game, at least the second level will be unlocked, right? This for this will be unlocked. So yeah, normally what I do is on ready, after signing in, if level data and the second level unlocked is equal to false, then play service dot load. Where is the load? Game load. This is the game load, right? Show saved game, save game. There are callbacks for this. Okay, so where is the main function? Load player info, show saved game, save game, leaderboard, show leaderboard. Maybe I forgot to copy it. Let's see. These are the callbacks player info. Show saved game, save game, submit leaderboard. Maybe there's the load game function is left out here. Okay, so then I'll just show you the load game function. I already have my game created, so I'll just copy paste from it. There's a load game, yeah. Maybe the guy forgot to paste it in this in the demo project. So this is the load game function. You can pause it and copy this function. It will load the snapshot you want. So I'll come to my project and I'll here beneath save game I'll do one which says load game. Okay, so if play services is true, it will load the snapshot. This one will save, this one is load. Now just pause it and copy this whole thing. Don't copy this print. Pause, copy this thing. This will load your game. Okay, so if you want to load game, then you go and you do. Again, I forgot to say. You go and you just do load game, and this will load the game. So the logic I use is if level all the levels, the very next level after the one level means if the second level is not unlocked, then you load the game, because normally if the player plays, the second level will always be unlocked, right? You can also go for a check like this in your game data. In the persistent data file, you can go for the check would be check if force open is equal to false. Now if this is false, if actually check if force, so it will be true for the first. This is a check that if the player opens this game for the first time, means it's the first time he's opening after the install. Okay, instead of this you can do I haven't seen game data dot check if first open is true, then play service dot load game if the player has a game. If the player doesn't have a game, of course it will not load anything. it will just give you an error that loading game failed. So this is only related to the save and load game. So after I have saved the game, I have saved it in this dictionary, right? So the now the load game will only return, it will only return a dictionary to me. It will load this snapshot, this data to save, this whole data to save thing. It will only return it, and I will need to manually sort out this level data with this level data, and this gold with this gold. So one of the things you will need to take care about is, if you have not published your game, or if you have not made all the level data for your game, then it will be easier for you. Mention all the key value pairs in strings only. So that I mean this level data I have right here, it, this is 1, okay, this is a boolean, this is an integer value, this is again an integer value. What JSON will return you is, for example, let's take this is my original value, right? Now what the load game JSON will return is, and this is for all the JSON, okay, this is universal, this is not only Godot specific. JSON will always return this. It will convert all your values to strings, even the key. These keys will also be converted to strings. So if you are just starting level data JSON, this will be level data JSON. The JSON data return will look like this, will be like this. So if you haven't made all the levels of your game, the data of all your levels of your game, or you haven't published, please make the data like this only first and foremost, so automatically you can compare and you can feed it in. So what I'm trying to say is, on game load success, right, if the game load is success and this game data, then I can directly go in and game data dot level data is equal to game data dot level data, okay. Now, that's it. If and only if you have first of all defined your dictionaries like this, all in strings value. If you have defined it like this, then it will not be this simple. Then you will need to loop through this dictionary and convert all these string values in the actual data type. You will need to write a long function for that. Actually, I have done that in my game, and it took me quite a while to figure it out. I am planning to make a video of that too, because someone asked me that. I posted a question on Stack Overflow and no one answered it. Now someone has raised a comment that have I ever solved it. Actually, I have solved it. I may also make a video for that too, because many people would be having this problem. So if I will show you right now, on load success, I have written this whole function. After this is success, I have written this whole function to convert all my data types back to what they were actually. Okay, so just keep in mind that after you load the data from Google server, the JSON will be converted into strings format, and you will have to convert it back into your actual data types. Okay, so I think that wraps up everything. We have looked at the save, we have looked at the achievements, and we have looked at the leaderboards. So yeah, that's it, I guess. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and you can even download my game if you want to help me. The name of the game is Zone Crush. This is my game right here. You can download it, you can play it. I have implemented many functionalities, and this is a full-fledged running game. There's this sign in and everything. There's the Google AdMob integration, etc., etc. So yeah, that's it. If you have any suggestions for me on how I can improve making my video, please mention it in comments. If you have any problems, if you have any doubts, also mention it. I'll try to solve them. And this is my first video, so I'm sorry for any inconveniences, and I'm sorry for my Indian accent. Yeah, thanks for watching it.